Now when you get casement windows, this is French doors, when you get casement windows with putty on them, like that, and you wonder how you can fix this up and what's loose and what's not, you just scrape it. I'm going to show you the way that I've been doing it for 30 years. 4-inch grinder. Now you see all that's just really crappy looking. It's going to do 3 things. It's going to prepare it. It's going to show the weak sections. It's going to flick out the loose stuff. It's going to strip it back so that it's ready to be painted. It's going to get rid of all those lumps as well. And that's how I do it. And that's ready to paint. Already got all the lumps out of it, you can see there. So that's how I do my putty. And it's pretty easy. So that's when we get the old casement windows. Then what comes out, because we know it's loose. And then if it comes out, well then we can putty it, glaze it, fix the loose parts. And there, so that's how we do it. If it doesn't come out, solid. Another little helpful tip from the painter. So after all your doors are all undercoated the next day, the oil-based undercoat, what we do, we use a 180 grit sandpaper and we give them all a light sand. The thing about an undercoat that you're going to use is its sanding capabilities. If you remember here, it was all stripped back. So we do it very, very light. We don't want to cut into the actual wood timber again. So we look for any defects or anything like that that need doing. Now this is all furry, okay, so you just got to get it back. And this is why we use an undercoat. It's for its sanding capabilities. It is smooth as butter now. And we don't want to go back to the bare wood. You see the amount of stuff that's coming off there? That's the undercoat. That's what we want. We want to just get rid of those furry bits, same as gyprock. So I want to be able to feel it really, really smooth, and that is very, very smooth. Now we're going to be putting oil-based enamel over the top of these. Unusual, unheard of perhaps in this day and age, but that's what we're going to do. But we're going to prep these properly first. And I want to feel smooth. And I'm going to be just digging some of this stuff out a bit more. And then I'll cork that, gap it. And I'll also be doing some puttying, so I'll show you how I go about puttying. What we're going to use to do the puttying is this linseed oil-based putty. We need to get it nice and soft. You see that's been sitting in there for a while. And for a putty knife, I can't find my putty knife. They're actually in the shed because I haven't done any glazing for a long time, for years actually, so I don't have them in my work truck. But I've just found this one here. This has got nice square edges, so we want that square edge. And this, we're going to force that in there. We use our thumb here to roll that in there. And press that in nice and tight. Normally there's a lot more. And then we're going to press really hard. And what we want is a nice sharp edge up against that glass. And a nice sharp edge there. So I just give that a little lick. And I'm going to be sliding this knife up tight against there. We're going to get a nice sharp edge there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now we won't be able to really paint that properly for a few weeks until it gets a proper skin on it. And like I said, this is a bit dry. But it'll allow me to putty, allow me to paint sooner. So we're going to press that in hard. Just going to give us what we need. We're going to press really hard now to force it into there. Now a lot of you are going to be saying that this putty is too dry, and you would be correct in assuming that.